there is a tyranny in being too tolerant. A society that is too tolerant is tolerant of everything, even what they call the intolerable. Like, let's say what's going on with children right now and the way they're trying to move. And to me, this is the best example of it. Or also with women, because women and children tend to be the most vulnerable of the society. And I also want to go back and point out just one thing, that once you destroy men and you destroy the leadership that it brings in the household and in a nation, locally, community-wise, feminism, destroy masculinity. So you get men to where they're not talking, they're not being the leaders that they should be, and that is partly on them. Then you took them out the way. Now you're attacking women and children because the men, there are some men that are standing up for us, women and children, and thank you, we appreciate you. But at the same time, you took the leader out. So now the hierarchy is women and children. So now that's what you're doing with women and children. You're attacking the most vulnerable now. So now women are being attacked because their sports are not their sports anymore. Women's spaces are not women's spaces anymore. Women's products are not even women's products anymore. And so you have men, like, I don't care for women being exploited, and I think it is utterly stupid for women to exploit themselves, but I digress. But anyways, you have these things going on in women's spaces that were generally just for women, now men are doing. And then you've got the attack on children. And you've got these things going on where they're trying to get it to where women, children can consent to things that they should never be, it should never even be on their radar, at the ages that they're at. And people will say, well, they're going to see it here. Not necessarily. That comes back to the parents. Like, you can't shield your children from everything, but you can shield them from a lot if you handle the responsibility of parenting as you're supposed to. Now, I'm not saying you got to be perfect, because none of us are. And we're tolerating the intolerable now. So you move men out the way. You move the protectors, the providers, because that's what their role is supposed to be. No, I'm not saying that women can't provide and women can't protect. So feminists, don't go crazy on me, because I am a feminist. But not the new feminism. The old feminism that thought it's okay that women can vote, and that women can drive, and that women can do some things men can do. I'm okay with that feminism. I'm not okay with the crazy now. But getting back to what I'm saying. And it is sad that our society has gotten that way, that we're even fighting about this, about women, about children, that we're even fighting that it's okay to mutilate them. Why are we debating this? This should not be up for debate. Like, this is the gravity of where we have gone. Because we have been cowardly, because yes, that's what it is. Tolerance, too much tolerance, breeds cowardice. And it breeds people censoring themselves, not saying anything. And children are the most vulnerable. And we're allowing this to happen to the most vulnerable people on the planet. And this is okay. We allowed these things. We're starting to fight back on some of the things with women and some of the things with children. But our stupidity and too much tolerance has led to this. And this is what happens. Tyranny sets up when you take the men who are supposed to be leaders and supposed to be providing and protecting, this is what happens. This is what happens when you have an epidemic of fatherlessness in your society. And look, I love being a woman at times, and I understand that we want to nurture and we want to comfort, and naturally we want to be tolerant and we want to be okay with how other people live. And generally, I think we are. But at the same time, we have to stand up as women, as men, and protect our children. And men, protect women. What's wrong with that? But it also is our fight too as women. These are our children. These are our men. These are, like, I'm not married, but these are men in society. Why are we sitting back? And this is a call to action for anyone, Christian, men, women. Speak for who can't speak. What are we doing? This tolerance has gotten way out of hand. We need to rein this back. There are certain things that we should never tolerate as human beings, first and foremost. Well, as Christians, maybe first and foremost, but as human beings as well. As mothers, as wives, as sisters, as daughters. It just stop. As husbands, as fathers, as brothers, as sons, just stop. We decide. Since when did you allow others to decide what's okay for your children? What's okay for your nieces and nephews? Why are you not speaking out? If you don't have children, you probably have family members that have children. If you don't have a woman around you, that's impossible. But the point is, unless someone has died, okay. But the point is, tolerance to a certain extent is okay. But tolerating everything is not. And we cannot continue to do this as a society, as a community, as a nation, as a people, as a human race. We can't do this anymore. It is not working. Everybody says, how good is an experiment, or how good is action? The best indicator is the results. Well, what's the results of our wonderful tolerance? Yeah, I'm just saying.